All right, hello. So for my project, I decided to learn how to pitch in baseball. I'm with my roommate Mike, who was a pitcher in high school. I played baseball when I was younger, but I only played up until eighth grade, and I was never a pitcher back then. So he's gonna teach me how to pitch in baseball.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna go over some fundamentals, like where to have your hands when you're throwing, and then we can go over some pitches like a fastball and a curveball.
All
That
right,
sounds good.
sounds good. Let's
All
get
right.
started.
That was a pretty good start. I mean, pitching isn't an easy thing, obviously. You had the grips down. I think when you slowed down your motion and didn't try and throw it as hard as you can, that's when it didn't bounce on the ground. Because I mean, you're just learning how to do it. You're not going to be 100%. Just like I'm not going to go out on the course and full swing a driver. You should just be taking it slow, one step at a time.
Right.
And the curveball, obviously, it's a tough pitch, but you threw some good ones. You surprised me out there, and I'm happy with the results.
All right, so we're gonna improve upon this, and then we'll come back out tomorrow. We'll do the same thing.
Yeah,
Sound
sounds good.
All right,
Mhm.
thank you.
No problem, son. So today I think we should focus on your motion and just making it consistent and not trying to overthrow the ball like you're a pro pitcher and just get your pitches down before you get your speed down. I think that's most important we go with today.
All right.
And then we'll work on those grips and we'll work on both the pitches that we've been working on since yesterday.
All right, sounds good. Let's
right.
get started. So we're at the end of our second day. I've learned a lot. I felt like my pitches out there were a lot more consistent while still having some speed. I think that was a lot due to the motions that you taught me and the different pitches that you taught me. But overall, I thought that was a lot of fun. I definitely learned a lot, and I got a lot better doing it.
Especially with the fastball, you slowed it down. It was going right down the middle, right where it should be going. Those curveballs, some of them looked really, really good. They were actually breaking. They were going down. Other ones they were gone. Someone was hitting that a long way, but definitely good improvement from yesterday.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. So it's a little bit later after our final lesson. Just wanted to go over what the whole process felt like to me. So during my first attempt at pitching, I felt a bit embarrassed after I completely missed my teacher's glove the first couple times. And he needed to run like 30 yards to go get the ball. But after I did it again in my last attempt, I realized that there was a lot that I can improve on. He assured me, though, that there were a lot of changes that I could make that would get me on target that wouldn't be that difficult to do. We went inside to discuss what I could improve upon. And the biggest thing that we went over was being able to hold the grip properly before I began to go through my throwing motion. And this helped a lot. Another thing that we worked on was making sure that I wasn't trying to overthrow the ball or really try to throw it as hard as I could. That was the most difficult part for me because when I wanted to throw, I thought that you needed to throw it as hard as you could. So in our second attempt later that day when we went out, I was throwing a lot more accurately using the advice that he gave me. And after every single pitch, he was giving me feedback saying, good job, or, good throw there that really had a good movement on it. Or, when he gave me knowledge of performance, like when I was overthrowing it again, he would tell me to slow it down a little bit or to put my arm into a different position. And this helped with my knowledge applying his feedback. And it was a little difficult because it was my first time doing it, really. But he did a great job of making sure that I was getting in the right position before every throw and then telling me when I needed to improve things. And then in the second lesson, I was vastly improved. I was hitting him almost every single time. I only screwed up a couple times, and he made sure to tell me what I did wrong and how to improve upon it. But after almost every pitch, he was giving me very good extrinsic feedback and knowledge of result. So overall, I thought it was a great lesson, a couple lessons, and I really did improve. So this was a fun assignment. I did learn a new skill.